we had the Fed pivot, right? Obviously, we had a big 50 basis point cut, but there are a lot more. There are a lot more coming, right? So Wall Street is obviously reacting positive to it. But look at this week. Look at how many speakers there are. Okay, every single day you have multiple. You have so many speakers that want to talk about the current state of things. But let me bring this up. I should add this up. The next FOMC meeting will be in November. So in October, we're going to get a break, right? But looking at estimates, in November, we will get another 25 basis point. Right now, it's like, it's 50-50. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. There's a 50-50 chance we're going to get another 50 basis point cut based on this. 46.8% is for a 50 basis point cut and 53% for a 25 basis point cut. And there's 0% at just staying. So, it could get really crazy by the end of this year in terms of rate cuts. We may have more than a full percentage because after this, we still have December. And that's during the Santa rally, and this is going nuts in terms of what people think could be happening. We could go, there's a 22.6% chance for another 50 basis point cut. So it's getting absolutely wild right now, right? And we're going to continue to see more and more. And then, you know what, eventually we'll be back to zero like before. And last time that happened, Bitcoin did really good things, really good things. But in addition to all these FOMC, FOMC conferences and these Fed minutes and these like FOMC Fed speakers and all this stuff, right? There are a lot more things that we should pay attention to, right? Like the data. The data affects things. So I think there's a lot more that's coming, but this week, the biggest thing has to be PC inflation, which is coming out Friday, right? But again, inflation has been going down, whether it's real or artificial, whatever. But if it continues to stay low, then everything that we've been talking about, like in terms of all these massive rate cuts and so forth, will continue to happen. The only thing that may stop that is if inflation starts going upwards, right? So I guess we will see. Obviously we have big elections coming up in November. Trump just said that, he said this at the Bitcoin conference, so it's not a big surprise, but he said it again. Crypto has a great future. Maybe we'll pay out the $35 trillion with it. So the plan he came up originally was to buy 5%, I think, of the supply, which is not it's not easy. I think a lot of people think, buying up 5% or 15%, or RFK at one point said buying 20%. It's not that easy, because there's not that much. And if you start pouring that much money into it, it's going to start rising like crazy, right? But anyways, he did say this. And, people are waiting for the other candidate, of course, to say something similar. And it does seem like Kamala also said that we will encourage innovative technologies like AI and digital assets. So she wasn't as bullish. But my point is this, and I've said this before, regardless of which side you're on, you got to take a second and think about how amazing it is that we have come to a point in time or society that presidential candidates and world leaders around the world are now talking about Bitcoin and crypto. That has never, ever happened in history, right? That's how far we have come, that this has actually become a slight issue, not a major issue. We don't see it being debated yet, but in the next election, we'll probably see that, right? So since 2009 till now, we've been 15 years, a digital currency created out of thin air that isn't backed by the dollar or any fiat currency, not controlled by any government or any financial institution. It is a currency that currently can't be stopped or controlled. And now you have candidates talking about policies around Bitcoin and crypto, and you have some of the largest guys on the planet and institutions and asset managers. They're all fighting over Bitcoin. That's really amazing if you take a minute to think about it. That's how far we have come, and this is still early, just at the beginning. For a lot of us that's been in space, it seems like it's been forever, but this is so early. This is like being the dot-com era, and look at how far we have come now since then, since the 2000s, right? Look at how far things have advanced in just like 20-something years, and it feels like now is when we're going to really start seeing the innovations going forward, right? Anyways, just want to throw that out there. Could be good. The election's coming up. If you look at Bitcoin, generally speaking, when did it start going up? The election time, right around November, that's when it blasts off, right? But it usually starts a little bit before that in October. That's why it's called October. And we are just weeks away, right? Actually, just 1 week away. 1 week away from October. October. But as for BlackRock and other ETFs, they have definitely affected the way things have gone so far, right? And they will continue to do more. I didn't check this out for like over a week since I've been gone for so long. Strangely enough, we haven't seen any massive inflows from BlackRock recently. We saw one on 16 million. Outside of that, it's all been zeros. But outside of them, we have seen massive inflows from Fidelity and from Bitwise and from ARK. So we had a lot of good inflows. Last week, you could see 92 million, 158 million. We had a exit of 53 million, but before that, 186 million, 263 million. So the ETFs are definitely still doing their thing. When the market gets hot and the FOMO really kicks in, we will see like $1 billion inflow per day. Right? We will see that. I mean, we're already seeing hundreds of millions per day. When FOMO really hits, when Bitcoin starts moving past 100,000, we're going to see more FOMO among the institutions, and that's going to have a recurring effect. More FOMO, the price goes up more FOMO. That's usually what happens in a bull market. But this time around, we have these institutions with their trillions of dollars. So it might be unlike anything we have ever seen before.